yo, but do you want my baby? Yo, yo. Rolling VT. Oh, I'll tell ya. Feel like rolling right up in this mother lover. What's going on, bitches and bitchettes? We are back again with another one. That's right. It's that midweek madness right here with myself, Mice Diggy, my co-host, Dan DNA. And it's some shit you might not never know nothing about. You're damn right. Mm-hmm. You're damn right, bro. How are you, man? You good?
Good, yeah.
Ooh, it's getting
good week
chilly
so
out
far.
here. Getting chilly down
Yeah.
here. Oi.
Bit drizzly today. It's like being stuck in a cloud today. It was like like just fine misty rain. You go outside, you think, oh, I won't wear a hat, I won't wear a hood or anything. You walk outside and 10 minutes later you're just like drenched in rain.
Yeah. Well, you still wet out with the shorts. He's just like, yo, I'm still going to roll with these shorts. I don't give a damn. Yeah. I saw someone today on their way to the they were on their way to the laundrette, like with flip-flops, shorts and flip-flops on. And I was like, bruv. I just drove past like, bruv, you serious? Like, I had the heater blaring as well. I was like, yo, you're good. He's just bopping like on the phone, on the phone with the glasses and that.
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
Must have run out of clothes, surely.
How?
To not have socks with your flip-flops on as well.
What? Shorts and flip-flops right now? It's probably like, what? Where are we in? About 6 degrees or something?
Yeah, probably. It's got to be in it under 10 degrees.
Boy, 6 degrees are separating your soul from your body, boy. Yes, we are right here, my beloveds. Shout to the crew in the building already. I see you, Kenny Rebel. What's going on? Shout to Yamar. Shout to IBMCs. Amandi Juba. Yes, what's going on, big bro? Good to see you here, man. You ready for another good chat, man? He's giving us some good feedback, D.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing the work, man. We're doing the right work. Shout out to Don Smithard. He's up in here. Shout to Theo Swig. Am I saying it right? Theo Swig. Yeah, it feels like there's supposed to be some kind of...
Yeah, it's like a pronunciation to that. Yeah.
Swig. Shout to IBMCs. Yo, what's going on? He says he missed Ty. Bruv, 100%, man. Things are not the same now. Our brother is gone. Definitely. Well, obviously things have changed a lot, but it's a lot different now. Not seeing his posts or just hearing his voice here and there or new music coming out is just like wow. So having to deal with that is it's still a lot, man. Rest in peace to big brother Ty. Gone but not forgotten, forever missed as well. Yeah, man. So shout to the crew that's locked in. Yo, Bruce Willis up in here, a.k.a. Blue Fliggy. I got to call you, bruv, man. I keep forgetting I got to hit you up. We got to do a link up. Shout out to... See, I might say this wrong. DNA Mods. That Z Cube ready. Ooh, talking about Z Cube. Well, you lot blazing out there, man. That's, you know what I mean? I feel like I ain't really, touched upon that in a minute. Well, you lot blazing out there, you know what I mean? Now, man's been on Marmalade still, little Skittles here and there. Had some was it Gorilla Glue pollen? Glue. Yeah, Gorilla Glue pollen. Yeah, boy, bruv. The names now, the names, now I'm on Gelinade.
Sounds like a proper medical...
it's a cross between gelato and...
lemonade.
Lemon tree. Yeah, somehow they got... I thought it would be lemonade as well, but it's like, okay. Woo! Kenny Rebel's talking about Skywalker. I like Skywalker, man. It's got a nice... sometimes it's a peppery, floral texture to it. You know what I mean? See, people are going in, look. See? Your mom knows.
Yeah, blue's right. It does feel like summer's starting to fade.
You said it feels like summer's starting to fade. Jeez, I don't know how you lot. I don't know how man handle this. Bruv, I'm a long john. As soon as it's like autumn, I didn't even have to wait for no brown leaves, but I was like, yo, long johns, where you at? I started ironing my long johns, like, yo, make sure they're warm.
Your autumn winter catalogue came out just at the end of August.
Autumn winter catalogue was out by the end, like the end of summer, bruv.
It used to be carnival, post carnival was like that was your last day, really, wasn't it? That's it.
Yeah.
You didn't need to wear summer clothes beyond carnival, really.
Yeah, it always felt like that was the end of summer for real. And it's like, going back to school. Oh my God. You know what I mean? But really and truly, when you grow up, you're like, oh shit, summer's like, well, it's supposed to be 3 months of madness.
Yeah.
Camp Coon whilst you're in Somerset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be living it up for 3 months.
Yeah.
They just reduced it down
living
to 6
in tents.
weeks.
You're meant to be living in tents for 3 months.
Not just intensely?
Intensely in a tent. All of it. Anything to do with that word.
Yeah, you're just meant to be woke, dude. Like straight up. Captain Woke. Like
woke bar, woke granola bar.
Yeah, fasting. Just bare fasting. Like, so you don't have to spend
just
money
spring water.
on food.
Just drinking water straight out of a lake.
Dirt. Like, just go and get, I'm getting my fulvic minerals, mate.
Yeah.
Getting my fulvic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the earth's not good enough now for you to do that sort of living.
Yeah, you'd have to go in.
Yeah.
You'd have to go in on the dirt.
Disappear somewhere where the dirt's clean.
Like, you'd have to be like mole level, just eating.
Yeah.
Like, and still probably need supplements. Yeah, you lot on the supplements. I hope you're on some clean supplements, man. Don't be messing around with all these like Holland and Facet jugglings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look for the ingredients as well.
Wow, they're all these names: Gorilla Glue, Critical Banana Smoothie, Critical Banana Smoothie.
Ooh, Critical Banana Smoothie. What?
Pre-98 Bubba Kush.
Pre-98 Bubba Kush. That sounds bam bam. Oof. You lot are shutting off though.
Dabs and First Shake Hash. Banana Smoothie. Gummies.
Smithers is always on the dabs. I love that, man. Bruv, dabbing is just, it's next level.
Critical Banana Smoothie. That's just mad. Why critical? Is that because of like the whole critical theory thing? You reckon they've just taken a buzzword from now and just added it onto it?
Well, usually it's because like one of the strains that they've crossed it with has the name, and I could imagine that the critical is probably from a critical kush.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? So.
And Blues on Morris dancing. That sounds like a crazy one.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a straight out local boy. He's probably taking a piss, man, because I ain't heard the No Morris dancing straight, but hilarious rap. What's it do?
Takes you right back.
Imagine Roadman just blazing it like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, like. Starts Morris dancing and shit. He pulls out his blade. Starts Morris like,
ching, 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 ching.
Yo. Yeah, man.
Star Dog.
Jeez, you lot are showing off with the strains though. Yeah, see? It's
Critical Mass Cross.
Look at that. Try and say that fast.
Crit Cush Cross. Crit Cush Cross.
Crit Cush Cross. Crit Cush Cross.
Get your CMOS from Irish. EPTV. Get your CMOS from Irish.
Shout out to EPTV.
And then we've got Irish 1916. Yeah.
Bruv,
next.
I'm going to hit you up, man. Like, we
the
might need to
CMOS
chat.
Boss.
Hold on. I don't know if that is Irish.
No, Irish 1916 below EPTV.
Yes. There you go. Yes, I'm going to see him on Friday. Yeah, I'm going to see him on Friday and get that. See? He's saying CMOS Boss.
Nature's biggest and best natural multivitamin. So, yeah.
We're going to get you on to chat about this, bruv. Because he was telling me about, we had a brief back and forth, and he was telling me about the fact that it's on, the west coast of Ireland. And so, like, all their CMOS, bruv, sea spaghetti, like, you hear adults, all these, I was like, yo, bam, 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 bam. And I was like, yeah. I want to try everything. I want everything. So I was like, yeah, give me a bit of this,
this.
Yeah, just to see which like you really, you know what I mean, kind of drawn towards. And then, so the fact that he was saying that the west coast of Ireland, and because there's no pollution there, You know, there's nothing goes on around there, so they know it's like 100% organic. And
Right.
I was like, yo, let me go
Yeah,
in on
sounds
that. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I'm going to try it out. I'll give you like the lowdown and how it goes down. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Morris dancers out there, man, getting blazed up. I really don't believe there's a strain out there called Morris Dancer, but
No, he was talking about summer activities.
I'm gonna.
That's what he was talking. That's what he was saying. And then Blue's saying, "Remember gritweed? Sellers had to let buyers have a little nibble to prove it was grit free.
Yeah.
I used to make them take a little bit of it. I used to make it go on then. You eat it. If you think it's not gritweed, make them eat a little bit.
What's up with you lot in the eating thing, though, man? Why do
Why
they have to nibble it? Like, you can just lick it, or you can even just. I used to be like,
Case
yo,
it had,
just tap. Like, when you see. Nah,
case it
like,
had,
they ain't triclones, bro.
what's it called in it?
Sand and shit. It
Yeah,
was like
the insulation. Loft insulation.
loft insulation. It used to have. What's the material that you, like fake plants would be in? It was,
Oasis, yeah. Yeah,
but
you stick them in, the green stuff.
Yeah.
Let's
That green stuff. They used to sprinkle that. And there was all kind of
probably would
stories.
get you high, that stuff, whatever that is. Probably toxic. I mean, I would imagine that's quite toxic.
That'll get you died. That'll get you dead, bruv. Like, I don't think that shit's meant to be. Remember, there was like bare people with like problems with their lungs. They got holes in their lungs and this and that. It was like fiberglass.
Yeah.
Like all kind of things. For people who don't know, there was an era, do you know what I mean, where the dro was coming in, and it was coming in like it's more or less sandblasted. You get it, and it wasn't triclones on it. It was all these like little specks of either sand or dust or do you know what I mean? But so all these different bits of material, and people were saying that the people importing it were blasting it with this stuff to make it seem heavier. And so when this was getting shot out there now, people were buying, getting their little drawer, and man would be like, man would be like, yeah, it's the grit thing though. And you're like, what? What do you mean it's the grit thing? Yeah, it's the grit thing, isn't it? No, but it blazes nice though. It's nice. Like, you're like, bro, come on, man.
Once you've cleaned all the stuff off it.
Yeah. Like, why you giving me this stuff to go kill myself with it? I just want to get high, man. What the hell? Yeah. See it there, fiberglass, all kind of shit, man.
Yokasi,
lungs were bleeding.
Kesabestu. Yokesi Kesabestu. Is that someone from Japan, or is it someone from the Basque region? What do you reckon?
Kesabestu. That's a hard one. I reckon I'm going for Basque region, just to be different.
Yeah.
Yo, EPTV. It's crazy because it was still better than the hard ash to smoke. But what the fuck were we blazing? Yo,
yeah. One day, someone will do.
I went to Pox because I know Moroccans and that. Do you know what I mean? So I just went. I was like, yeah.
And
then all that. Every time you see someone like, bruv, let me see the thing. All right, let me just you tap it a bit. Shit, just like you might as well be hashing a cigarette or something. The amount of shit.
The amount of stuff in there. Yeah.
And then or people would like lick it. I don't know about eating it though. What's up with you like chewing it and all that, man?
What? No, just to test it. It's clean.
Yo,
you have to try a bit first.
The gritty
between your teeth. No, I don't want that.
Yeah, but because of that, people got stronger out here. People were like,
true.
Yo, you know what I mean? If this is gonna happen, I'm gonna be.
That definitely the uptick in homegrown stuff was after that period. Yeah.
And the levels now are just,
critical banana fish or whatever it's called.
Yeah, silica or sugar water, man, bruv. Who remembers when they used to get pox, hash, and it was mixed with henna.
Yes.
Yeah. Bruv. Henny, they're like, what the?
Yeah.
And sometimes you get like, I bought this draw. Right, I think it's henna, Are you sure? And you just keep, but there's bill another suit just to make, it's like, bruv, it
It's not
taste
having.
right.
It's not having an effect. Yeah.
And you get a headache. I remember the first time I blazed red seal, and I didn't know, and I kind of burnt in the red seal of it, or whatever that is, plastic or whatever.
Yeah.
And people used to talk about that. Yeah, if you do, and bruv, you think you're gonna die, man. You're like, it's like, yo.
There always used to be all sorts of things in hash anyway. I mean, it was always, you sometimes come across a bit of black plastic in there, or when you was burning it, you'd get that suddenly a black smoke coming off of it. That was obviously some kind of toxin or something in there. Because they used to just put loads of stuff. I mean, I don't think it was on purpose. I think that part of the process when they was making it, so they'd end up getting some bits of debris in there of some kind.
It's even probably like how they smuggled it as well.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
Jeez, boy.
Red seal. Yeah, that was. People probably don't remember that.
Yeah, red seal, gold seal. That was the one.
Yeah,
Like, yo, have you got any gold seal? No, bro, there's no gold seal. Come on, man, no gold seal, man.
Yeah.
But yo, that gritweed era was like, and then what happened was, after the grit thing, it was still happening, obviously, and people were blaming. They were saying, "Oh, people are getting it here and then doing it, like blasting it," or they were saying that, "Nah, it was the Eastern Europeans, man. They've been bringing it in now, and they've been blasting it and whatnot. So it's got all this shit on it." And then what slowly started happening, well, there were grows here, but it was like, people said it was Asian, like Vietnamese guys were like, they'd rent out yards and all that and gut out the yards.
Yeah,
so
put
you'd
someone
go
in there, yeah.
there'll be people. Was it you? Someone mentioned to me how they had a friend who's an estate agent, and they went to just check on a house because they just thought, oh, we haven't been there for a while, so we need to see what's going on. And then they just went in, and it was like, the so the bottom floor ceiling is gutted out.
No, it wasn't
so
me.
that they
No.
can let it grow, let the trees grow all the way up to the second floor. And they was just like, what? They was like, what's going on here? And then found out.
I knew someone who worked at the young offenders, Feltham Young Offenders, and then they said that there was loads of Vietnamese kids in there that were just literally looking after drug houses.
Yeah.
That was a few years back. But then there was an AK-47 attack.
Yeah.
There was an AK-47 let off in Brentford in the Green Dragon estate. I don't think they ever caught whoever it was who done that.
AK-47?
Yeah.
How did they know it was AK-47? Oh, the bullets.
Yeah.
The shells.
But that was something to do with the Vietnamese drug gangs over there as well. But I don't think they ever caught whoever done it. But it's a pretty big gun to be like letting off in a block of flats.
Yeah, sure.
It's unusual.
Yeah, you're going in like you're in friggin'
Yeah.
Vietnam. Yeah. I mean, gee. Yo. So but what was going on was because their man are just like rushing to get it done and get it out there. And I think also the weather's hotter out there, so they can get away with cutting it a bit mature, like immature. They don't really let it mature and then cut it.
Right,
and so there was enough of this shit coming where it was like, bro, this shit's damp, man. Like, yo, and you. Anyway, man. Woo, Jesus. Those are the days, man. Glad they're gone. Shout out to Reagantology in the building. What's going on, bruv?
Yeah.
So it was smuggled in diesel tanks. No wonder. Yes, see it there. Hey, your Kesey knows. Governed, you know what I mean? Getting the banging pops, boy, from the rock cliffs, bruv. That was it. That's what got me through that whole grit era. Was pollen, like banging pops. They call it chickly. It's like,
right.
Bruv, you see when things just, you can stick it here, yeah, on the wall. Go away for a week, come back, it's still there, yeah? Like that. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna burn it on that and woo! Yeah, but I've been enjoying that Gorilla Glue pollen. It was good, man. Know what I'm saying? Boy. But yeah, letting off AK-47s in Brentford block of flats as well.
It's random.
It must have been scary for
never heard anything else about it after that. Just heard that one thing, and then that was the end of it. They didn't say, "Oh, we caught the person who had that massive machine gun that's rarely seen on the streets." I think there's like very few AK-47s in on the streets. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's very, very rare that you hear.
If people are getting them, where do you think they're getting them? Like, is it army or police? Like, where would that be coming from?
It's got to be. That's got to be smuggled. That's got to be brought in from Eastern Europe or from Vietnam or something. Because they don't. The British Army's never used them. It's not like a military issue gun.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's.
Because there's a story in the States about those. There was like loads of guns that got dumped somewhere in LA or somewhere, in the West Coast, I think.
Right. What, that in the 90s or something?
It's either late 80s or 90s,
okay.
yeah.
That's why there was all the references to AK-47s all of a sudden. Right.
AK-47 is the tool. Don't make me at the motherfucking fool. Woo! Yeah, boy. You know. I'm wondering where those guys are now. Where's all the dudes that you know what I mean? That are packing their pieces.
Are they sitting at home scared of the Rainbow Warrior rap kids now, or I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Where are they all?
Where are they now? Like, what? How are they dealing with all of this?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? All the gangsters from back in the day.
They all got moved out. Compton's completely changed now, isn't it? That whole area's completely changed.
Is it?
Yeah, it's all Mexicans now. It's not. There's no like black gangs there or anything. It's all
for real?
It's been completely.
So what about all the guys that are still, you know, like, because there's some of them that I guess they moved to the hills. They've made it. You know what I mean?
They've gone and gentrified somewhere else.
Yeah, I wonder, like, but even the roadman, like all them man where it's like, okay, you know, they're about their business. Like, how are they dealing with you said you were talking about, before we were on air, you were talking about like this reporter who was talking about the quacks passports and that, and saying,
I think that's all London gangs. I think she was like a journalist who had got in with like a load of London gangs and written books about them, and you know, so like is friendly with them. I don't think she's like, you know, exposing gangs and grassing them up to the police and all that. I think she's like, you know, inside, and they know who she is, and she doesn't give anyone's names, and they're all, you know, it's all anonymous sort of thing.
But she gets a little inside scoop.
Yeah. So she said she had spoke to some of her contacts in the gangs, and they had said that they were getting COVID passports for £200 or something, and they was all just going on holiday still and all that. So yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Right.
Still just go to the airport in the winter, and it's just all criminals going on holiday. It's just like, have you got your COVID passport, sir? Or yeah, just I don't know, what is it? Is it on your phone or something? Is it something?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's got to be in it, like a QR code
be on your
or something.
phone. Everything's got. It's your smartphone.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
it,
you're not.
You ain't got to be smart.
Yeah, you ain't smart enough to be holding your own. Put it on your phone, man. We'll give you this, but we know that this ain't gonna last that long. So get used to your phone.
You print a bit of paper out, well, it's just gonna get lost now.
Yeah,
in all the piles of other things you've got.
It's deep in it that they do that. You know, like there's a lot behind the fact that they really want you to go paperless with everything. Like,
how did you used to look after all your paper? Did you have like a filing system when you used to just have bank statements and all that sort of thing? Or like, you know, people don't really think about the before time. Like, how did you used to do it? How did you used to handle like invoicing and statements and all that sort of thing? I think I had like a sort of like a fold out thing with A, B, C, D, E, F, G on it, and, you know, and put all your papers in different places. If you go, where's my car insurance? You like search through.
Yeah. That's what I've got, is a big folder. I just fling everything in.
No, you still do it.
Yeah. Because
you don't have bank statements and all that.
Yeah, I get bank statements and all that. Yeah, because
it's your money. Fuck it, it's your
something
paper.
That made me think there's a reason why they're doing that, and I didn't know why, but now I know why, and I'm like, oh shit, that's why it doesn't seem right that they're like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. Hey, look, we'll even give you £1 off of, you know, they were all offering
to go paperless.
Yeah, to go paperless, and it's saving the planet, and you know, George Floyd.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Anything to make you go like, oh shit, okay,
Yeah, you don't want. You don't want.
I'll keep it.
Do you want Black History Month this week? Go this year. Go paperless.
Like, yeah. So I'm going paperless. You know, go see your black friend. Yeah.
I don't know how much money you think we've got.
I went paperless today.
Yeah, I went paperless.
So,
Doing my
I thought
bit.
I'd do it because it's like, October and stuff.
Doing my bit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Boy, I don't know, bruv.
Yeah, but it's
Tricky
all on the
one.
phone now.
It's a tricky one. You know what I mean? Because on one hand, it is easier. Like you're saying, you haven't got to file all this stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, there's a reason why these things are on paper. You know, the paper alone means something. But because we're not told that, we're whatever, man. I'll just, just make it like paperless. I won't even really look at it. I ain't even going to read the small print. So it's got to that level where they're not like, let me just make the print small so you don't really know what's going on. Now they're like, yo, let me just try and hide this from you.
Let me send you the small print as an attachment.
Yeah. So
you're never going to read.
You're never going to read it. Yeah. There's a reason, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, things have got worse since we stopped using paper. You're right, yeah. Because when you used to have to, when they sent you paper, they was very selective about what they sent you. But now they just barrage you with all sorts of things. Like they can put 5 attachments on one email, and then you don't bother looking at all of them.
No, you're not going to.
One of them's the important one. You never bother looking.
And it's just mixed up in there. And then think about like they'll react if you write them a letter. Yeah. You know when you got a problem with I knew people that they used to. When I was doing before, I even got ill. I was doing like market research whilst I was studying, and I was doing market research. Yeah, so Mike's investigate from way back before, and I remember. Hold on, what was it? There was a time back then. Obviously, you're trying to find out things from what was it? What was the flow? Where was we at?
Paperless.
Oh man, I hate that when that happens. You know.
Reagantology is talking about filofaxes.
See it there?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, filofax.
Yeah. So I knew these people. What they used to do, that was it. It was this older guy, well spoken. You know, like he had a family and all that. He's probably in his 50s, and he used to write letters to say Kellogg's or McVitie's, and he'll just say I opened a packet of your McVitie's and I found
one broken biscuit.
Or I found snot hair or whatever, snot hair.
Piece of grit.
Hair. He found a piece of grit, and then he'll get fucking 3 months supply or years supply of whatever it is. Yeah. And he was like, they react when you write letters to them because then they're like, oh shit, this is formal, this is real. You know what I mean? So when you look at all of that, you're like, and now they want to take that from us. They're like, don't worry about it being on paper. Or, these are things we got to look at.
Yeah.
In terms of law,
Yeah. I might start going paper again. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Did you go paperless?
Yeah, well, for most of banking stuff and all that, yeah, because, it's just... one, when you move house, you've got to tell them so that they start delivering your mail to somewhere else. Yeah. So, if you've got paper, it's all you start getting all these things redirected and all that sort of stuff. And it's also just loads of paper sitting around that I don't really want statements. I don't really need to see the statements for a bank account that's just got savings in it that are just not going up or down. It's got a 60 quid in there or something and it's not changing, it's not paying into it. I've only got one account that I use, money going in and out sort of thing, and I can do my accounts at the end of the year by just going through all my statements and then just adding up stuff in the statements online, so I can just download them. But I suppose with a bit of paper it would be easy. It's the same. It's just that when it's on the screen, I can only look at one thing at a time. Whereas if I had a bit of paper, I could mark stuff off. And that sort of thing.
And the thing is, you've got the option of the two.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
it's still got it online.
Us who not quaxed up, we still got an option.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean?
Yeah.
If you keel out, if something fucks up,
yeah.
You go, yo, okay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But
you're hedging your bets by.
So when you got the two, you got the option. Okay, I get the paper so that I know that that's there. Like if there's anything in law, anything that happens, remember when we were getting the calls about, did you have a credit card?
Yeah.
We can get you money back from the blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all of that. If you had it down on paper, if you had all the things all the correspondence that you had with the bank, it would have been easier to get all that shit done. And you could probably do it yourself and get all that P. Do you remember they're taking like 2/3 of it or something like that, apparently, or even 75%, some crazy amount, and we're just getting a little bit of that. People were like, "Yo, man, got 4G off the thing, bruv. You could have had 20 something." Do you know what I mean? But that's if you had it all yourself, and so. To me, and the thing about what I'm learning about life is that, it's a lot hard. Life is hard for us as it is, for some of us, maybe not for some, but it's actually meant to be harder than that. And the only reason it's hard is because we haven't been taught about how hard our brains need to work to make it easy, do you know what I mean? In order to navigate through the world in the system that we're in. Instead, we've been kind of taught like, oh, don't worry about that. Here's a calculator. Don't try and work that out. Here's everything. And then life's got easier and easier and easier and easier to the point like man's just like, yeah, Alexa, can you do this? I can't wait. Yeah, microwave.
Alexa, can you do my accounts for me, please? Yes, you are owed nothing. Oh, right. Okay, I won't bother looking into it.
Can you turn it down, please, Alexa?
You are owed nothing and you'll be happy. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, Alexa. And Alexa keeps your money.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think it's important. Paperwork. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about how the world runs. Like, if you've got to go to court or whatever, there's a whole bunch of paperwork involved. People have got things recorded. Do you know what I mean? And then, so in a sense, we're supposed to get used to being able to read through things and not feel like, oh man, it's like a sort of due diligence, isn't it? It's something that, it shouldn't be a thing to be able to do that. But we all like reading books or whatnot, and or reading blogs or whatever. Yeah. So why not go through the stuff that actually means something?
No, it's a good point. Yeah, because I also like to find stuff from the past, and you won't have any of that if we have everything online.
So,
yeah. Some things I think, that's right. Yeah. So I don't care about finding someone's statements from the past, but finding letters is, you can learn a lot from letters, but if emails aren't going to be printed out in the future, are they? No one's going to print out all the emails in the world and we can go through them all and try and look for good details.
You try and search through your Twitter.
Yeah, your grandkid looking through your Twitter. I mean, how fucking embarrassing would that be? Most of people don't think of it. When you're using Instagram or Twitter or any of these Facebook or anything, just think to yourself next time: would my grandchildren think this was good if they came across it? And then you'll be surprised how much you delete, and just think to yourself, I am talking absolute shit most of the time.
Yo,
you know what I mean? Just like, will they be happy with what they're when would they be proud if they done a project in school like this is your grandparents' Twitter timeline, and then they have to go through and tell the other kids in the class what their granddad was doing or their grandma was doing on Twitter in 2021, and just think whether you'll be making them proud or embarrassed. Or are people just expecting it all to disappear at some point? Are people just like burning up as much of the internet as possible because it's all going to go?
I think
are people not expecting it to be there.
They expect that, I can just delete this account anyway or whatever. But apparently, like Facebook or Meta, I should call it Meta. Yeah, what does Meta mean? Meta is the next, isn't it? Like the next, because when you got your tarsals, the metatarsals. So the next,
right.
Or the.
But it's also this. It's also like a thing that's like an abstract, isn't it? It's like sort of, if something's meta, it's like self-aware but abstract as well, in the same place. So like a TV show that talks about TV shows
Yeah,
like
that's
like
it.
Gogglebox.
Yeah.
Gogglebox is Meta.
Yeah, Gogglebox is Meta. Yeah, so it's like understanding the understanding.
Yeah, so it's
Something like that, to understand the understanding.
you're watching people watching telly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meta. Etymology of meta. Word forming element of Greek origin meaning, number 1, after, behind, among, between. Number 2, changed, altered. Number 3, higher, beyond. From Greek meta, which is in the midst of, in common with, by means of, between, in pursuit or quest of. It could mean after, next after, or behind. In compounds, most often meaning change. Meta.
Like meta.
Metamorphosis.
Oh, yeah.
Change. So it says change in quotes of place, condition, etc. That's the interesting part in it. Is obviously it's changing the name.
Yeah.
And
well, that's meta.
Yeah, that's meta. And so Facebook is changing.
Yeah.
And why would Facebook be changing when the world seems to be changing?
Wow.
I can't. When I try it. I used to be able to. Yo, you got the sound effects going, boy. Yeah, meta. But anyway, so I've seen there's some, it's basically going to be this new world, isn't it? This sort of metaverse. Is it metaverse?
Yeah.
Yeah, metaverse. That's what Facebook is going to be about. You know what I mean? I guess it's just the era thing. But for me, it's kind of weird thinking about people. So I hear that already, there's already been the sort of framework that they've got and console they're using has already been out for a while. What's it called? Ocular or something like that. And
what the Oculus Rift, is that
what I think, something like that. Yeah. And kids are already there's a game, what's it called?
Squid Game?
No,
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that even is. I'm just saying something I know.
Don't bring out Squid Games again.
I might as well say Harry Potter.
Yeah, all right. I know. I'm not even looking at the chat room properly, man. I know chat room probably know what I'm going to go on about already. Because these lot go in.
Let's go to the chat.
But yeah. So they've got this like virtual reality shit going on already. There's a game out there that all these, I think it's to the level where the kids can learn how to code so they can make their own games.
Right.
And then, so they can all conversate obviously through this thing and then they can meet each other. They're even setting up like raves in this world. Yeah. So like all these kids can go raving. Bruv, what? But it's just weird to think like they're into that, these are kids doing it. Think about it, yeah? So now they're going to grow up and that's normal. For us, it's weird, but for them, it's going to be like, oh, what do you mean, man? Mom, can you make some... Like, what is that? That's crazy. And then when you think about, like, it's not going to stop there. No. It's not going to stop like, oh, okay, yeah, we're cool with that. We can control you that way. It's like, nah, they want to get inside the head now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
So within one generation, they could just end the world. They'd just be like, don't have children, just have virtual children. And it's like, oh, I've had 5 kids online. I'm just raising them online.
Yeah,
in your 60s, like, well, some of my children are 25 years old now. I've been raising them online all this time. You just put your glasses on and raise a whole family online. You haven't got to pay for them, haven't got to house them. Just from your little bug pod.
They make P on there. Like, you can make money that you can turn into, like, real fake.
Yeah.
You can turn into,
other Disney
currency.
Money.
Yeah. Other Monopoly money.
Yeah.
That's mad.
But all of that's going to be digital as well at some point. So, all the actual money is just going to be digital because they'll just There won't be any.
I guess it normalizes that, innit? It
Yeah.
normalizes it. It makes it pretty like, yeah, well, you know, I do it online.
It's only a little
it's
switch
not
over.
any
then.
different.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It would have been hard to convince like our grandparents to like switch over to everything digital. They would have just been like,
Yeah. And you got to start with the children.
yeah,
That's how they do it,
Yeah.
innit? With the Prussian schooling,
yeah,
you know, the whole, hey, everyone's looking at you system.
Yeah.
Stand up and face the class and humiliate yourself.
yeah,
Ding! Oh, that bell.
yeah,
Oh, I'm just so happy when that bell.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's go to the chat.
Let's
See
go
what
to the chat.
saying.
See
We've
what
got
the crew
DJ
is
Lock.
saying.
We got DJ Lock.
Yo, shout to DJ Lock. Oh, that's good to see, boy. Man, put a smile on my face. I know what that means, man. I got to hit him up. Shout to DJ Lock in the building. He's back, bitches and bitchettes.
Yamor is saying this was probably about the deleting your digital stuff. There's so many digital copies of something within Facebook. So yeah, you can't delete.
Yeah,
all
you
your
can't
stuff.
delete it. Apparently you can't. You can you can what's the word? You can't delete it, but you can deactivate it.
Yeah,
That's it. And you know what I mean? Even that's kind of mad as well. It's like, bruv, I don't want it anymore. Like, well, I don't want it to be there anymore.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean?
yeah,
No. We're just gonna keep that here, just, you know, just in case. You never know. And it will just save time because,
yeah.
you know what I
You
mean?
can go back in all your old pictures are there.
It's safe. It's safe. We'll look after it. You know, look, you know us. How long have you been with us?
Yeah,
Bruv, have we ever done anything wrong to you?
yeah.
Like, look, remember
No,
your friend
yeah.
here? Remember this? You know what I mean? Remember this argument here? Like, yo, bruv, you know too much about me, man.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg's. I've
That could
saved
be-
it. That Bugman fucking alien head has just saved it all on his computer. So he's like got your whole profile on his computer. I'm just saving it for you.
Yeah.
All your photographs, like you say. I'll make it easier for you next time you do want to come back on. You should just keep it just in case somebody steals your identity. What, like you
Like
stole
you.
my identity?
And didn't it, when they switched to Meta, didn't it have something came out where it happened that, you know, some million sort of account details had been leaked or whatever?
Yeah, but
Wasn't
didn't they
it?
have some big?
Facebook.
Didn't they have some big like? Everything went down for 24 hours as well. Was that that was before the Meta announcement thing, wasn't it?
Mercury retrograde, yeah.
That was when they lost when they lost like 38 billion or something overnight.
Oh, yeah,
We was
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about it. Yeah, so
So
I wonder
they
what if
said
that's
38.
anything to do with it.
Yeah,
Because do you
38 is
remember?
quite
Do you
a
remember
interesting
like
number.
after the London riots in 2011,
Hmm.
the BlackBerry network went down for 48 hours.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, they said, was organised on BlackBerry phones, didn't they? They said, oh, because BlackBerry Messenger was all...
Yeah. They were saying that, the riots
Yeah.
happened because of BlackBerry
yeah,
Messenger.
and then
so
for 48
now-
hours, the whole BlackBerry network went down.
And then they said it was because police are now, like MI5 had now linked with it. And
Yeah.
do you think that's true though?
What happened to BlackBerry after that? I reckon
They
BlackBerry
didn't-
were forced into revealing their past, their codes
dark.
for getting into it, and then afterwards BlackBerry was like, oh well, this is not what we got into it for, and then they just decided to wrap the company up. BlackBerry's back now.
What
isn't
they
it?
did was they messed up because they they kind of pushed to more the business sort of market, you know, like
Yeah.
the office worker,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
you know, city
Yeah.
dweller, instead of like where Apple went to both.
Right,
They did
yeah.
like, all the hood lot as well as,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They weren't like,
Yeah.
oh, we're just going to keep it. And so, yeah, everyone was like, oh, what's the point? Yeah, BlackBerry, you still on the BlackBerry? I remember I was on the BlackBerry. Remember, I did some work
Yeah,
for them. So it's like, yo. And then people were like, yeah, you still on the BlackBerry? Yeah, man, I'm still buttons, bruv. I need my buttons, man. You know what I
Same.
mean? All the
Yeah.
old school man, them know, like touch screen, that was work. That was like, certain man might have needed, you know what I mean, the equivalent to a driving lesson to do touchscreen typing. There's man now that they're voice, I'll just do voice notes, bro. They're like, wow, why are you always voice noting? Man, don't want to tell you like that, bruv, just touchscreen, like, fucking fat thumbs.
Is that what it is? That's why people do it all the time.
Touch screens is madness,
touch
man.
Screens, yeah.
Yeah, because they can't mess with a touchscreen. They ain't ready for no touchscreen. They don't even know you can slide. I still can't do it, but I've seen people do it where you can just slide the words out. Yeah, anyway, when man comes back from shops, yeah.
YH
Make sure
NE way. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
just I know what you mean. You just I've
you
seen
can
it.
just
Yeah, you slide around. Yeah. I think that's the thing
old
nobody
lady doing it.
uses.
I was like, right. You know when you got schooled by the elders.
Yeah.
I see this old lady. I was like, huh? Like, right, I didn't even know. I'm still struggling with the touchscreen, boy. What's the chat room saying?
What else we got?
Zuckerverse. See, Kenny Rebel knows what's going on. Zuckerverse, bruv. I haven't watched. There's a video. Apparently, someone sent me a link to a Facebook video, and it was like an hour and something long. And apparently, it's them like promoting, you know what I mean, the metaverse and whatever rare they're trying to come up with.
Have you seen the video? Have you seen the clip of Zuckerberg? Oh, sorry, I got to find something to scratch my back with. Have you seen
Baloo bear looking for a tree?
Have you seen? I found that in the end.
Wow,
Screwdriver.
that's hood, man.
Have you seen?
I mean, hood back scratches, boy.
Have you seen
Shout out to the hood back scratchers out there? Man that just scratch their back on their sofa. They're like on
with
soft.
the spaghetti thing. You do the spaghetti with the fingers on the end of it.
Yeah. Man put a wooden stick on the end of a cheese grater. Yeah, bro. Let me just get my.
Have you seen the clip of Mark Zuckerberg taking his hoodie off? Have you ever seen that one where he's like all
really
reluctant
and
to
hot.
yeah. They're like, take your hoodie off, and he's like, no, don't ever take my hoodie off. And they carry on talking, and he goes, actually, I think I will take my hoodie off. It is so bad.
It's weird, isn't it?
But then inside, he's got some weird like esoteric logo inside his hoodie that's like some sort of 6-pointed star and all these words coming off of it, and you know different sort of motivational quotes and all this sort of thing. And he said, oh, that's just for like insiders at Facebook and all that sort of thing.
The cube.
Right. The black cube.
The black cube, boy. We know what that is, man. Put the planetary symbol in there if you know what that is. The black cube.
Put what you think the black cube is in the chat.
That's something we might not have never known nothing about until we confirmed it with our brother Mem. Shout out to Mem DVG. You know we're gonna have him back again soon.
IBMC digital vaccines are coming. What the fuck?
Thank you, bruv. Yeah, cheers, man.
How do you issue a digital vaccine?
Digital vaccines are coming. Yeah, because you get fucking viruses, so why not?
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my days! Imagine that's what they get later. Imagine they get that deep. Where he's like, yeah, well, bruv, your shit's got a virus. We don't know how.
Guess what?
Like,
yeah.
no, we can get you a later in the digital world as well. It's like, man, I can't play World of Warcraft. Do people even still play that? I don't know. Minecraft. I can't play Minecraft until I get quaccinated, bruv. I'm going to get a digital quacks pass. Imagine you needed a digital.
You got to get all your characters in Minecraft vaccinated.
No, but imagine this, yeah. Both worlds are linked, yeah. So if you fuck up in the digital world, in the real world, your whole shit's fucked as well.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
So you ain't got nowhere to go. Imagine what that does to you. Like both sides of your brain. You'll be like, oh my God, I can't do fuck.
Can't leave your house. Can't go online. Yeah, you can't go and play on your digital world. Can't go outside.
Yeah. How lost are you though? That you're like, oh, I'll just go outside. Where no one's at because everyone's doing that shit.
Yeah.
How lost are you, man? Jesus. Are they trying to take it there?
Yeah.
What else are the people saying? Smart Dust. Shout out to the Smart Dust crew. Yeah, I'm still wondering if all that shit is real, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I believe it's very possible. I believe it's quite possible. But because I'm always seeing it just on TV and that, or on a screen, do you know what I mean? I want to see it up close, but not too close.
from like a car moving 60 miles an hour. It goes past some Smart Dust.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised though. I would not be surprised.
Blue's saying the theory about Facebook is they were wiping stuff because that lady whistleblower started exposing them. Oh right, that's true. I forgot that.
That makes sense
That
though.
whistleblower.
Look, the bottom line is, like Dave Chappelle said, none of this shit is real. Do you know what I mean? When he said Twitter ain't real, it's true. All that digital shit isn't real, but it seems that the idea is to make you feel as if it's as real as possible as they possibly can. They ain't really gonna get to do that with a lot of us of a certain age, but with the youngers, do you know what I mean? Where they're walking around like 3 years old with a phone, fucking tucked in the nappy and shit. What the hell are you doing?
That's true.
You know what I mean? You've seen 5-year-olds on the Bluetooth and all that. Like, they're the ones, man.
Yeah.
Touch screen.
That stuff's pretty scary when you see how easy it is for the kids to get like tablets and things. Like
man.
How easy they can navigate these things.
Oh wow, she's so good with the like parents are proud of that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she knows how to transfer funds from my account to mum's. Like, come on, bro.
She buys her own nappies now.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Yeah, she's got like her own account on Amazon because come on, man. Yeah,
I've still got. Do you know what, Blue? I've still got my MySpace somewhere. Blue's saying he might delete his MySpace. But
well, it's funny because
I have still got it.
I was talking about has anyone out there got Tumblr? Because I was talking about Tumblr earlier, and I was I just looked at it and I was like, right, Tumblr. It feels like such an old thing that I used to enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a while that I was on Tumblr and it was cool. I think it was a good little blog spot sort of app. It was like going on the blog, but loads of different blogs.
What was your specialist thing? Was it for your music or just?
I did it for music, but also little bits of interest and jokes and promotion. It was like all a mixture of all of that. It just felt like a place where I could have a blog. Funny, me and Jargon, we started a blog spot like time ago. Naturalbornspitters.blogspot.com. Yeah. It was funny, man. But at that time, it felt like that's what you kind of needed to do, was like promote the scene, promote what's going on, and then fling your bits and bobs in there when you can. Because obviously people knew it's us. But you end up feeling like you're meant to be running a website or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just want to make music, bro.
Yeah. I mean, the internet, MySpace, talking of MySpace.
Shout out to the Detective UK. What's going on, bruv?
Yes, Detective UK. Locke saying there's an episode of Black Mirror where a guy gets blocked for life and can't see his little girl grow up.
See it there?
Yeah.
See it there?
But I see a lot of this, like there's Black Mirror episode thing going around at the moment. It's to do with these robotic dogs and all that. Oh, it's like that Black Mirror episode. Yeah. That Black Mirror episode's there so that you think this thing's real. So that you're like, oh, they've really got robot dogs. Look, an army of robot dogs in China. It's like it's all CGI stuff, all that stuff. I don't believe any of it.
Well, this is the thing. So I'm of that. I feel like that as well.
I see 3 robots dancing, like doing disco dancing,
and it looked real.
It's not real.
And then you find out that was Corridor Crew, isn't it? That.
Yeah. But they've also done videos where they go, no, this is definitely real. There's no way we could ever fake something like this. It's like, yeah, but you might be getting paid to say that as well.
Yeah, I think they're brought out now, to be fair. Shout out to BE. I know you probably don't want to hear that, but I feel like they're brought out. You know what I mean? Like because they're smacking it, and then bam, they blew up. And then when you're getting like, what's his name and all that on Seth Rogen, and there were just certain things they started doing where you're like, oh, okay. And someone mentioned it already. I've seen a cube on there a bunch of times, hexagon. Whether you see it's the hexagon, the cube, or the cross. Yeah, it's all to do with the same planet.
Collie's sold on the Boston Dynamics thing. Collie's saying Boston Dynamics is definitely real. I'm not doubting it's real. I'm not doubting it's real. I'm just doubting that you can run a robot with that much capability on like a tiny battery supply, and then it will run for longer than 2 minutes. And that if I shined a bloody light in its face, it wouldn't know what it was doing. You know what I mean? They might have these things, but it's the same with things like the moon landings. Is that they're telling you the expectation. They're giving you like a fantasy of what to expect for the future. This is the future that we could have, but they might not necessarily be there yet, or they might be heading towards that. But they're trying to tell you that this is the mock-up of where we're hoping to go with it all, and it's like sort of memeing it into being. You know, they want to create a meme so that then everyone believes it and thinks, oh yeah, there is a possibility that they can do this, and then we move into this place where they can actually do it. But I don't know.
So you reckon there are maybe one or two of them dog robots? Yeah.
No.
You don't reckon?
I don't think there's not an army of dog robots that all do
but I'm
exactly
saying
the same
one
dance.
or two. That's what I'm saying. Do you reckon?
Yeah, but what, they can run for 2 minutes, or they're not going to be patrolling the streets, and day and night without getting charged up again. They're only being controlled by people. They're not autonomous. They're not going to be this Sophia thing. Do you remember that Sophia robot?
Yeah.
I look like a person. You don't look like a person, for a start. You've also probably got a massive tunnel of cables coming out your back that no one can see. That they keep all that stuff covered up. They don't want you to see that these things are like, and then they're like got a big thick thing of cables coming out the back of them that's powering them and all that sort of thing.
Collie said it's 75k. It's not cheap.
What's
That's cheap
75K?
if you think about in the long run.
What's 75k? A robot
the
dog?
robot dog?
Bullshit.
It must be, man. But think about it. That is cheap. Do you know why?
Well,
you ain't got to walk that dog.
No.
You ain't got to
buy food.
You ain't got to worry about cleaning it up.
Just got to need a USB supply. That's it.
Yo, and I mean, the thing is, would you trust that dog? Like, now it's not a real, it's not a sentient being as such.
No.
Would you trust that dog? Who is, do you know what I mean? You don't know what's linked up to that dog.
Yeah.
You can't be like, yo, yeah, I've had him since, when people got their dogs, yeah, had him since 2 weeks. Like, that one, yeah, you don't know when you got to look at the fucking barcode on it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just to check. Nah.
No.
You're mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that, mate.
It's Don Smithered. It's not Terminator anytime soon, is what your man's saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not anytime soon. Yeah.
Right,
Oshi's saying they're going to have shotguns on their backs.
Do you think it's going to be possible? They're going to have shotguns on their back. Well, do you think it's going to be possible that they have an army of them robot dogs? And then what are they going to use them for?
Chasing you down and serving you with COVID fines. Maybe the only one I saw a video where there's one walking round and they're going, please observe social distances, and in Singapore or something. Fuck off. It's just a microphone, and there's probably a woman sitting in a van 50 meters away, and she's just going, please observe. So, and they make it seem like it's all robotic, and everything's like they make you feel like it's inevitable, that like you should be just rolling over and giving up now because robot dogs are on their way, or dancing robots. There's going to be like three robots that can all break dance together and
stronger, faster,
longer.
And it's like, look how real that looked.
Yeah,
where people are like, yo, so why wouldn't this other shit not be real as well?
Exactly.
So you don't know. I mean, I think the same thing. There's not necessarily a whole army of them. I do think it's possible that they're real though. Like, I don't think they're, but at the same time, we haven't seen what they're really capable of. Like, you've seen them open the door for each other and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, who knows what and what isn't real. And the reason why I say that is because we're looking at it on the screen. So it's hard for us to really make a true judgment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But EPTV saying, what is the law of attraction? How does that work? With more people visualizing or thinking about stuff, does that bring it to life quicker?
I think so. But here's the thing, in terms of bringing things to life, what does that really mean? Because there's certain things going on right now in life that a lot of people believe are real, And the only reason why they believe they are real is because they're being told it is, from virtually every single angle they can look at. And because of that, it's hard for them to see anything in any other way. So I know people that they're like, oh yeah, I don't trust what's going on now and the Rona, blah, blah, blah. But then they still believe like, they've got to be careful and they've got, do all these sort of things that they feel safe with. Yeah, I wash my hands still. I stay away from people anyway because they're nasty, innit? Because people like, you know what I mean? People love to cough and sneeze and that. It's like, bruv, move from me, man. All of that. But if they really if they bother to like step outside of that and go, okay, let me just look anyway. Let me read. What's man on about? Why is my man's been traveling here, there? Like, what's going on? But, until they do. And so because of that, I feel like, people get all of this information and this then does become their reality, regardless, because they don't even understand what it means to, decipher like that. It's actually true. This is for real. You know what I mean? We've not been taught it like we're talking about with school and all that. We haven't been taught how to do that. We've just been taught like, oh, because it says this, that means it is this.
Yeah.
So-and-so says, and apparently in history, this happened as well. So that's true. We don't look outside of this book or whatever that we've been looking at to find out if there were like 10 other books. Do you know what I mean? That say the same thing. And so because of that, these things do become reality.
Yeah.
And so I think like in a sense, in that sense, it's a reality, but it still may not be real. So it might end up being like, the Project Bloom, was it Blue Beam or whatever business where they can like, come up with they zap some kind of hologram, real looking thing and everyone stay in your yards and blah, 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 and then people are looking out their window going, oh shit, this shit is real, but maybe it isn't, to that level. But because they've, bombarded us through whether it be our entertainment or, kids programs or whatever, music or in some form of way or papers, or you're seeing it, even like, and we all know now we're getting a lot of like information in the like truth community that is a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. We, like from last year, people have gotten okay, you're getting voice notes saying, okay, so this strain of the coronavirus only lasts 12 hours on plastic. You must use lemon and apple cider vinegar to clean plastic surfaces. On metal surfaces, however, it lasts 7 days. And all this shit, and people are like, yo, so bro, get apple cider vinegar, just rub it on your, you know what I mean? Like, that was all bullshit, man. When you saw my man, what's his name? Fast Fancock. Wancock, There was like some little Twitter video of my man like he's patting like this Labrador. This is a dog that can sniff out the coronavirus and the airports and blah blah blah. Yeah, and there's like people like, yo, bruv,
they've trained them already.
This thing like sniff man out. It's all bullshit, man. But they planted it in people's heads, so people are like, yo, I'm going to get the quacks because this shit is real. From the time they got dogs can sniff it. This shit is real, bruv. Yeah. People will argue about that. They'll go, yo, it's real. The dog sniffed it. Like, bruv. So until you can decipher what reality is, what you say, this is true. This is, there's no doubt about it. It's not just the fact that this is truth. This is reality. It's self-evident.
Yeah.
And we don't know that.
No.
So it's so easy to make us feel that. And I think that's the sort of reality that a lot of things become, because it's still not truth. It's reality, but it's not truth. You know what I mean? Like, Bugs Bunny really does jump off a cliff from very high up and lands and survives.
Yeah.
But is it true? Is it like, is he real? No, it's a cartoon.
No, that's it.
You know what I mean? It's artificial. It's art. Yeah. It's not truth. It's not like reality. It's not like I can, we can look at a seed and forever everyone can.
Is that what EPTV's saying? 10 people could see the same car crash, and that's like you learn that in psychology, is that the people will give you different accounts of the same scene.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, it's there's a
We all have
there's a
our own
proper thing for
perception
it.
of
Yeah,
things that are going on, and
Yeah.
and you know, and this is the thing about communicating, man. Like, always go back to it because that's why we're here. Is like the idea is for. I think there needs to be space for people to be able to communicate on a level where they can say whatever they feel and not feel like they're paranoid or like they're, you know, like they're the only ones thinking it, or that it's weird to think like that, or because, you know, in this sort of situation, I could see it happening a lot where people didn't really know how to communicate about it. But once you kind of open up, then they're like, oh, you know, want to talk more. And it's way better for us to do the things that they're saying not to do because that's how the world works. You know what I mean? And once it was like, yo, and stay away from each other as well. Like, yo, nah. I think we're supposed to do that. I think we're supposed to talk and we're supposed to be, you know, in close proximity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, it's really interesting seeing the way people think. So in terms of the robots and whatnot and that becoming a real thing, it could do. I don't think it would be in our lifetime. You know what I mean? I think that's if it happens, it's some futuristic shit, but...
I think it involves like a high level hubris to think that you can achieve in like 40 years what it's taken nature possibly at the very least 6,000 years, but at the very most billions of years to achieve, you know. So you're going to be like, oh, we've made this robot that's as sentient as a dog, you know, without it just being something that's always going to have to be controlled by a person. And not only that, the person who designed it is only perceiving dogs from their point of view as well. So you're only ever going to perceive dogs from a human point of view. You're never going to know actually how dogs think or what motivates dogs unless you're an actual dog. So it's always going to have this sort of like human-centric feel to it. And they'll tell you in one breath that you are just a collection of cells. They'll say to you, you're just a collection of cells. You know, you're just chemicals. You're just a chemical reaction. There's no such thing as consciousness. Consciousness is just some chemicals reacting. These are just processes of the brain that you've got like a sort of confirmation bias or something, that you think you're alive because you're seeing something with your eyes. You think that, but then on the other hand, they're like, we've nearly created artificial life. Well, what? So you're clever enough to create life, but we're not alive. We're just a collection of cells. According to science, we're a collection of cells and chemical reactions and hormones and all these other things. But they're on the verge of creating life.
Yeah.
Well, how? So they tell us we're not alive, but they're about to create something that is alive. So
that's why
it's hubris. To me, it's just hubris. The whole thing is like, you're not God. You're never going to be as powerful as whatever it was that created us 6,000 years ago. No, I'm only joking.
I was like, right, these getting on this 6,000 years.
No.
Let me go dig up a fossil right now. Sure. Carbon date that bitch. This is how a roadman carbon date.
I don't trust carbon dating.
Bill a zoot with the bones. Crush up the bones.
I don't trust carbon dating. But the fossils as well. Yeah, I don't really trust fossil records.
It's about 50,000, maybe between 55 and 50. 56,000, 100,000 years ago still. I don't know, try it.
Critical carbon dated.
Kush.
Carbon kush. Dated critical carbon kush. Ancient strains.
Critical carbon kush. Yo, imagine getting some ancient strain, bud. Oh my days.
Yeah.
Woo!
Someone must be able to do that, surely. Now we're at the stage now where somebody can can recover an ancient strain from Kush
I wonder
fossil
what the
record
oldest
or
strain
something.
is, man. What's the common senses? What's the oldest strain?
Yeah, come on, you lot look it up for us. We've got computers. We can't be bothered to look it up.
Shout to Rumble TV. He said DNA is in the zone. You know already, boy. This is what we do right here. We get into some shit you might not never know nothing about, man. Appreciate all you mother lovers locked in each and every week, man. Love it.
But even saying AI is miles off, I think AI is an impossibility. It's humans making it. It's never going to be self-aware because it's only ever going to be programmed by people who are only aware of themselves and their own, like the processes that go on below our consciousness. How are you going to program them? And if you program them, aren't you only still programming them? So it's never going to be conscious. It's never going to be.
Well, that's why it's called
independent.
artificial,
Yeah,
isn't it? Artificial intelligence.
They're never going to create life. They're never going to create something that can think for itself and do its own thing. It's just a phantom in the minds of psychopaths. It's a psychopathic phantom.
In my mind, yeah, I just feel like they're doing it for the money. I feel like in terms of where they want to take things, it's like control, power, and obviously money is the thing that more or less creates that. But there's also like a game they kind of play with people as well. With all of this, it feels like, you know, it's like their way of having fun, their sort of evil way of having fun. And so, you know, it makes me wonder, like, okay, what is the end goal? But then is any of it as real as it's made out at all? Do you know what I mean? Or is it all just
it's just a phantom. Yeah.
Keep us all just in that state of like, all right, looking this way, looking that way. Oh no, you got to. And then watch, you know, the people, they're like, okay, there are going to be some people that rebel and that might be a little bit smarter or whatever, or dumber, you know, if you think whatever. But they know that as long as there's not enough of them, you know, making noise, then we can sort it out. Which reminds me, like you lot, if you can, get involved in our Telegram, like download Telegram, and we got a Telegram group that we set.
So look, Collie, now look, our intelligence is just a bunch of advanced subroutines. Now that's exactly how scientists talk about our intelligence. But so that's their way of justifying, oh, we can make a robot because we can program some advanced subroutines. Now that if someone said to you, what's life? And you said it's just a bunch of advanced subroutines, you haven't answered the question. That's not what life is. That doesn't answer the question.
But to be fair, Collie said our intelligence. He didn't say our life.
Yeah, but that's the thing that we're looking to make. That's the thing that scientists are looking to make is an artificial version of advanced subroutines. If intelligence is just a bunch of advanced subroutines, that still doesn't answer the question of what it is to be human. Because if they're trying to create artificial intelligence, they're trying to create something that gets closer and closer to being a human.
Yeah.
Now, there's so much going on the unconscious level that they're not even acknowledging. They don't even acknowledge the unconscious. They completely dismiss the unconscious. If you say to a scientist, what are dreams? Or someone who's like science-minded, what are dreams? They're just like chemical processes. You're just processing something. Okay, you haven't answered my question. You just told me something. You know, just like that's like just palming you off with another thing that what is it they say? Brains baffles baffle. What is it? Baffle brains with bullshit or something? Because you just
baffle brains with bullshit.
Yeah. You just add another layer to the complexity, hoping that somebody's going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's just chemical processes.
Okay, so Collie said he agrees. By the way, 100%. But yeah, shout to Yokesi, says advanced subroutines is more cognitive function. I wouldn't define intelligence that way.
But again, more cognitive function. I mean, none of these things mean anything. This is all like intellectualizing. You know, it's adding like intellectual complexity to something in order to like feign understanding it, so that you can then say, well, we can program something because all we've got to program is cognitive function. But it still doesn't mean it. We're still nowhere nearer to knowing what life is. which if you're going to program something to emulate a human, you're going to be obviously trying to emulate whatever life is. And if you consider, humans, this higher life form that you've got to try and somehow copy, the whole thing it all collapses under its own weight. You're gonna, first of all, you're thinking that humans are the highest form of intelligence. So you're going to try. There may be a fatal flaw in humans that we're not aware of, because the point of the conscious mind is to hide from flaws. So if there's a flaw in you, your mind does its best to not let you make you aware of that flaw. So that you're never, if someone says to you, you've got a major flaw, you're just like, no, I haven't. You know what I mean? But you might have. But your ego convinces you that those flaws aren't flaws. They're actually just part of your personality and all the rest of it. So there may be a part of the people who are programming these artificial intelligences that is covering up a major flaw in their own way of thinking, and they're not intelligent enough to see beyond that sort of consciousness covering of the unconscious. So because they don't consider what's going on in the unconscious as important, they're missing 50% of the human experience. And so if you're trying to program something without 50% of the experience as part of it, it's never going to be the 100% thing, is it?
So what if, because as we say, we could talk like this with certain people, they'll be like, what, bruv, what you on about? Yeah. And if you even mention consciousness, they'll be like, So what if then they've sort of done their best to, desensitize us to anything on that sort of level or that frequency, so that we do become sort of, androgynous in a way, like we become the androids they want to, and now they can start fucking with us on that frequency. Maybe because all of this stuff to do with chips in the brain and it's just it's hard to imagine that it would work, because us being physical beings, of nature, and then these things, it's just like some random bits of metal and whatever else they decide and think attach that to these nerves, and then now this thing's gonna work. It's but it's just like,
go and live your life.
It's hard to imagine that it can work. Yeah. You're good now. We'll hook you up.
What's the first thing
I ain't giving you my number. No, don't worry about that.
What's the first thing I should do?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you the first thing to do, then it's up to you. This is the first thing you do, live your life.
Yeah.
Okay, what's life? Okay, let me program what life is in. The whole, it just falls apart. I thought about it a long time. This isn't the first time I thought about it as well. But you're right. The sort of dumbing down of people, it is almost as if, because it's impossible to create life, they're dumbing us down into a robotic position. So they're cutting us off from our unconscious. Then they're telling us you're just a collection of cells and chemical reactions and hormones and all the rest of it. So they're sort of putting you in a position of being artificial intelligence. They're putting you in a position of you're just a collection of cells. You don't even feel like you're alive. So it doesn't matter if we find ways of killing you. It doesn't matter if we just wipe out some of you. You're only a collection of cells anyway. The whole, abortion thing, it's all right to just kill babies. They're a collection of cells. Just a collection of cells. So why isn't it all right to kill old people? Old people are just a collection of cells as well. Why isn't it just all right to just kill anyone then? Anyone's a collection of cells. Why can't we just start killing everyone?
Meat suit.
Yeah.
Things like that, with people who have those sort of...
But we're not just a collection of cells, clearly, because we've managed to achieve quite a lot for a collection of cells.
I feel like, because, obviously this sort of thing has come in after, religion was so dominant, and then science has come in now and said, no, actually, this is how everything works. And but it's so you'd think, because it's the same thing. It's all, science is just like the study of nature, but then they've turned it into all the, whether it be medical science or, science fiction or, you know what I mean? And so now it feels like it's just some dark shit. It doesn't feel like it's something that is, oh, okay, yeah, this is cool, man.
Like a natural philosophy.
Yeah,
before,
it doesn't feel like
studying
it's natural.
nature.
It feels dark. So, for instance, you've got like with that Oculus or whatever it's called, you know, they're saying they want to take it to a level where, you know, you put on these the VRs or whatever they are, you know.
Yeah.
And then you got the gloves on and all that. And to the level where they want to make it so in the future, a doctor, say like in Sydney, Australia, can operate on a patient in, you know, South Africa somewhere. Like,
yeah, I think they already do remote operations.
They already do that?
Yeah, they already do them. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Because most surgery is like keyhole surgery now. It's not like fucking chopping something off, is it?
What? So they're using like robot arms and all that?
Yeah, someone like in Iran, like a big doctor in Iran, can operate on someone in.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but this will be with.
It's all just like really simple surgery. You know, now it's all keyhole surgery where they just open a tiny hole up and.
But then think about what other thing. You know, what else could happen? What else could you do with that sort of technology?
Yeah,
if you were, you know,
long distance
bald-headed
relationships
in your big massive black chair with your little cat stroking on your lap.
Yeah,
what would you be thinking to do with that sort of technology?
Yeah, you could rent out the stroking the cat. Get a robot arm. People can stroke your cat virtually.
You can do a lot of dark shit, man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
put people to sleep and do what the hell you want, man.
Yeah.
From afar.
From afar.
Dark, man.
All these things are all, to me, they're all like analog. You know, technology is just an analog of actual things that should be possible humanly, you know, within the human. So telephones are just a sort of man-made version of communication, you know, sort of telepathy. We should be able to communicate telepathically. But the problem with telepathy is that you can see everything in someone's heads. You just know everything about them, and they can't hide anything from you. So, you know.
Do you believe telepathy is possible?
There's plenty of experiments have shown it's real.
Yeah, and so you know, because I feel like we've been dumbed down. You know, like throughout the centuries.
100%. All this stuff. To me, all this is
the mouse. For those who don't know, that was a mouse right there.
Telephone,
that's a phone, smartphone,
screwdriver, computer, all these things you surround yourself with are electromagnetic fields and like noise. You know, it's all like noise to get in the way of the unconscious the functions of the unconscious. So if that all disappears or you move it away from you slightly, even if you just push it a little bit further away from you, or just restrict the amount of time you have with it, or like limit it to like certain days and all that sort of thing, that you can clear up that space and create a bit more room for the unconscious, you know. But I think the unconscious is subdued by material stuff around you. That's where the analogy that like the devil is there's a lot of God stuff coming up tonight, isn't there? Where the devil the devil owns the material world and God owns the spirit world, you know. So the more material you gather around you, the closer you move towards that sort of that way of thinking, you know, that sort of darker way of thinking that everything's just about chemicals and building blocks and, you know, like glass and metal and, you know, sorts of electronics and having to like add electronics to your life to make your life better, smartphones, you know, whereas like when you remove these things further away from you, you know, paper's a lot less material than electricity running through phones and laptops and all this sort of thing. That's why paper feels better still, because it's still got that thing of this was just something natural made into other things that are natural, really, you know. Reality, yeah. And so, you know, the less shit you have around you, the closer you'll be to nature.
Yeah.
That's really it. And when you go off to nature and you just get away from all that stuff, you do feel a lot better.
Grounding, man. That's what I call grounding.
Exactly, yeah.
That's when you go out
touch your feet with a touch the earth with your feet, yeah.
Yeah, man. That's it. Go and hit that ground.
Yeah. Take clothes off.
bareback, just roll around in the grass, boy. Don't worry about no dog
Nettles.
shit,
Dog shit.
nettles. You know what I mean? Don't worry about none of that. Just dig in there, like try and make a friggin' angel. Go on your back, try and make an angel in the grass. Grounding is really important, man. I'll tell you a story about grounding where I knew it worked, yeah. Went to Australia. Did I tell you this already? I went to Sydney with Smokey Joe and the kid.
Yeah.
And but we went for like 4 days because it was just to do one gig. So
When was
yeah,
this?
man, 24 hours. That was not last year, year before last.
Oh no,
Yeah, it's
I didn't know.
2019. And you know what I mean? And so like, I tried my best. I was like, you know what? Because the jet lag, I ain't looking to get caught up in all that, man. So I tried to stay on kind of UK time in a way. Obviously,
just because you're there for just 4 days, you're trying not to get reset.
I tried to do what I could, but it was still kind of misty and whatnot. So I got back and I was like, oh man, I'm probably gonna get jet lag, because it happens, man. When you were not meant to be traveling like that, covering all that sort of terrain. And I'm sure if it doesn't affect you in a way of you not really sleeping that well on the plane, I think it's to do with the meridians and, there's something to do with the grounding that matters. So I got back anyway. I was like, right. I went and linked. I remember I went and linked Intrepid Farms. Shout out to Intrepid Farms. I went and linked Myman for a little something, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, just touchdown. And, but we were by the friggin' like Greenwich. So there's one of those lines there, in it. There's a ley line there or something, isn't it?
What, by the O2?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something
by the Cutty Sark.
There's something.
Yeah, I'm
odd
pretty
there
sure
where
there's
they've
something
got the Canary Wharf. Yeah,
Mm.
that's like
When
sort of
they're
straight line.
and we were on the grass and all that. It was nice. I remember it was like summer. Like it was in the summer. Bam, and I was like, right, let me take my shoes off, man. Take socks off and just grounding. Let me get some grounding. Man, didn't get no jet lag. That was cool. And I was expecting it because I didn't really, stay asleep when I should have because it's hard to because it's daytime and, people going, oh, we are going to go to the, I was like, yo, I might as well come. But yeah, it worked out, man. So I grounding for sure. And then there's other times when you just feel like you need it anyway. Like, it's good to get away out to the countryside. Things like that do that for you. Or going on the beach when you get into the water. As soon as your feet get into the water, all of a sudden you get that. That's that grounding, man. You're becoming one again with where you came from. Originally. And,
Garden of Eden.
Yeah, man. It's important for the Garden of Eden. Wherever that is. Where is the Garden of Eden, man? You know what I mean? Someone got to find that place. So Kenny Rebel saying remote viewing has been pretty much proven.
Yeah. I mean, remote viewing's not even that. It's not even that occult, really. I mean, it's because governments have researched it, and
not being funny,
anyone
but
can do it.
Don't they send you when you get a speeding ticket? Don't they send you a picture of yourself? Isn't that remote viewing? Yeah, they've been on it from day one. You know what I mean? I saw that there was I saw an advert for, I should have sent it to you, but it was for someone who's developed like this sort of face mask that's meant to stop you from being seen from any angle by face recognition, cameras and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then people were like, oh, that's kind of a weird thing to, and he's like, yeah, but he wants to make a statement as saying, this shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
Could be promoting it anyway.
Sounds good.
You know how these people work. Well, I mean, it sounds good, but it's kind of weird. Now you got to really be masked up.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, bruv. Like, I'm already not really into this whole masquerade, and now you're trying to bring some next shit where you're like, so they don't recognize your face. It's like, bruv, I don't give a fuck if they recognize my face. They've been recognizing my face since the fucking late 90s, man.
Yeah.
When they brought them cameras in, that was it.
Yeah.
That was the beginning then,
Yeah.
So,
There's already been too much recognition. You're more saying grounding every day, probably needed for most of us these days. Too much interference from the gadgets and electricity. Yeah. Yeah, that's just practical, like electrical grounding to remove all of the sort of the sort of like to discharge yourself. That's not even just grounding. That's discharging the
yeah.
electrical,
Well,
the electrostatic. Yeah,
yeah, that's
but
grounding.
but grounding is also, there's like a much more there's like a much more sort of
Cleansing.
yeah. But
Yeah.
it's like a sort of a longer term thing, not just the gadgets and all this around you. It's like there's like a static build up from like material, just the static build up of walking around streets, the static build up of
Yeah, I
like
believe it's information.
living
like,
in buildings.
So
and all
yeah,
sorts,
exactly. For instance, especially if you're in the city, we live in close proximity, or even if you live in a block of flats or whatever, that's a whole bunch of energy in close proximity, and maybe closer than we're supposed to be. And so these sort of things is like sometimes, you're traveling somewhere, you're on your way somewhere, and you're on foot patrol or whatever, so you're catching a bus or you're catching a tube, train or whatever. And, you're passing different people. You don't realize that you're getting these vibrations off of them. Yeah, and different charges, whether it be negative or positive. But these sort of emotions and things that are going on in their life that, you might just get a whiff of. You might end up, something makes you switch. You don't even really realize. But these are the sort of reasons why it's important for us to get grounded, because it happens all the time. Because we're in even being in raves and all that, there's that whole after, it's not just the ringing in your ears from loud music, it's also from like being in such close proximity to other people with a similar sort of energy. It can really, so you got to come down after that. It's the same thing. So it's very important, man, and I think the common sense is definitely into that, because these lot are woke as a mother lover out there, man.
We've got a few grounders there. Your KC grounding.
Your Casey said Greenwich
discharge.
Mean Time. Yeah, Greenwich Mean Time. That's exactly it, man. That shit work, man. I ain't gonna lie, boy. Getting out there. If people don't know what we're talking about, like if there's any time that you can, obviously it's a bit cold now, but even now, get out on some grass, somewhere where that it hasn't been too messed around with as well, because there are places where it's like, they ain't. That's AstroTurf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You pull a bit of grass up and there's like a mesh under it. Hold all the grass there.
It's like, come on, man.
Wire.
And then go barefoot, you know what I mean? And just walk around for a bit. Just for 10 minutes or something like that. Breathe. Yeah. Do some deep breathing. Another thing we don't do is breathe properly. Everyone's like,
yeah.
Like that. You don't even realize it. And it's like, it's important to you know what I mean? Expand. Who was I talking to the other day who's working on their mids? They said they were working on their core a lot. And they're saying, do you find it hard to breathe much after working on your core a lot? And I was like, yeah. And so that's obviously because you're tightening up that area. But what you're supposed to do is make your body aware of, okay, this is all strengthening up around here, but don't forget, I got to breathe like this. And then take, the big deep breaths where you expand your stomach, and so that your lungs can really get as much air as possible in nice, slow, deep breaths, and then just breathe out nice and slowly, and keep doing that for, if you can, at least 10 of them breaths, just nice and deep and slow.
She's saying get a grounding mat or grounding shoes for when it's cold. Yeah.
Grounding shoes. What are grounding shoes? Man's got the, what do you call them? Right, I forgot what
the real feel shoes.
The real feel.
Is that what they're called? No, I don't know. What's yours called? The ones with the got toes and all that.
Yeah, I got the Vibrams.
Yeah,
but I don't know if they're grounding, because I thought that grounding meant you have to be bareback. Your feet have got to be like.
No, your Casey's saying grounded bed. Plug it into the wall. Yeah, you can get these mats that you you ground them onto, like, say, a radiator pipe. So you clip it onto a metal pipe or something in your house, and they all run to ground anyway. So you're you can sleep on like a grounding mat, or you can keep a thing on your ankle at night that's like being chained to a radiator a little bit. but you've got like a clip on the radiator
Chained
pipe.
to a radiator.
It is. You've got like an ankle bracelet on.
Have you been
and
chained
like
to a radiator before? The way you said it was like, I'll just casually throw that in there because I remember that time in 1986.
When I used to practice escapes in case I got kidnapped. My dad used to run us through escapes.
Wow.
And
Shout
then
out to Oshi, what's going on, bruv?
there's another
Big
thing
bro, Oshi the building.
that Kenny Rebel said. You can wire 2 small UV lights, UV LEDs either side of a peak cap, and it will blur your face on cameras. Mossad trick. Yeah.
Hey, yo, drop that again.
Kenny
so
Rebel,
you can wire 2 small.
2 small UV LEDs either side of a peak cap, and it will blur your face on camera.
Okay, let's everyone
Mossad
should copy
trick.
that, copy paste, and put that in your notes, mother lovers. You know what I mean? We might have to be rolling out there looking like fucking RoboCop with a cap on. You know what I mean? It might have to be done, boy. I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know why. I'm not sure why. Like even with the Facebook thing, I just feel like I just won't use it anymore. But I'm not that bothered about
Other people.
what's on there.
Oh, right.
To the point where, you know what I mean? It just feels like something, you know what? It's not real anyway.
Yeah.
Like, if I never use it again,
Yeah.
it doesn't really change anything in my life that's of reality. Do you know what I mean? And so you can't, it's just weird how we're so attached to my account, my status on this platform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird, but they've managed to do that to us. They've managed to make us feel like, this is, what should I do today? Okay, post. You know, you get people, just chilling, waiting for the bus, kind of post and that. You know what I mean? And it's them. It was people always like they want to do the, you know what I mean? Big face, like
Yeah.
When you're at home thinking about what to put on Instagram, hashtag. Oh, whoops. You know.
Yeah. Feeling cute today, might delete later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how attached we are that we have to do something like that, and then
everyone, you know.
oh shit, they're changing the now you have to add your you might lose
me when I heard about the name change to Meta.
Hashtag it's deep, man. Right, so Osh is saying round shoes, round.
Blue, you should actually make them shoes. That sounds like you got a money-making scheme there. Flintstone car shoes,
brother. I mean, if it was like you're doing your thing on the soil,
you can pretend that you're normal and still be grounding by just having no soles on your shoes.
Yeah, for
people wouldn't have to know. They wouldn't even have to know you're weird.
Yeah, you could if you were woke, dude. And you know what I mean? You're like, right, I need to get grounded. I'm at someone's yard, and they got the plant there, the soil in the pot. You won't look weird. It wouldn't look as weird as if you took your shoes off.
That's not Astro.
And put your foot in.
If
you're just like, so anyway, so I was thinking, I mean, woke dude, boy. Flintstone car, man, that is hilarious.
Do it.
IBMCs eat a handful of soil.
Is that a joke?
Well, babies do it.
What, eat handfuls of soil?
They eat soil.
I used to always have a stone in my mouth when I was a baby.
See it there?
You have to like fish around my mouth and pull a stone out.
Yeah. I see it. Well, apparently, the reason why we do that is because it helps build up our immunity to, incoming bullshit that we might end up eating later in life. But it's like, that's why kids, they'll always be like, picking up something and putting it in their mouth, or it's not because they're like, oh, I want to eat it. It's, sometimes they think they can eat something.
I still test a lot with my mouth. Yeah.
Like gritweed. Like gritweed. I still. You two said, you chew it. You bite
even
the
now, if there's like a texture or something, or I do test it with because your lips are really sensitive. So like I do still test stuff with my lips.
Yeah,
not heat. I don't really test heat with my lips.
I test I got an app checking my nose is cold. Well, like if my nose is cold, then I'm cold. That's about it. There you go. Touch
cold.
your nose.
Yeah, but if there's a good texture, I'll test it with my mouth still. Kenny Rebel, mud pies. Yeah.
Wow, Collie, I sleep with a fan on, and that's meant to be terrible for EM interference. A fan on, bruv. Wow. You don't get no... If I sleep, it's got to be mad hot for me to sleep with a fan on. But, like, even then, I don't want it to blow, like... Because I feel like it builds up and you start getting congested and all that. Even now, talking about it is making me go... That congested feel. It's like staying in hotels. Like, there's certain hotels where you can't turn the aircon off. The shit just... bruv, not everybody wants that shit.
No.
I don't need that shit, man. I'm good with the, like, warm... Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Something you go, yo, excuse me, do you reckon you could turn the aircon off? Oh,
yeah.
Find out.
Aircon, it does fuck you up. Yeah, definitely.
It's bad,
yeah.
man. Bad.
Dries you out and it's just fake air. It's just weird.
Fan
I
is
can't
better.
understand how
Collies and Oz, that's why. Yeah. They need the fans out there, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Like I'm saying, that's better than aircon. Like, enough of them not in Oz, they just got aircon, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes it'll be blazing outside, you jump in a cab, and it's like, oh, man. Because it's freezing in the cab, so it proper cools you down. But then, bruv, I'm cool now. Like, now, when you're all shivering and, like, you're...
Yeah.
Because you're just in a T-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. Like the dude I saw today. I couldn't believe that shit, bruv. I was like, yo, you're living life. Wim Hof. That Wim Hof. Yeah, so I don't blame Collie if he's in Oz for sure.
No.
And especially now, because he must be blazing out there. Shout out to my brothers out there, brothers and sisters out there in Oz, man. I hope you lot are doing well despite all the madness, you know what I mean? See it there. Bruv, them Aussie cabs, I'm telling you, shit will be blaring. You go in there and it's like, bruv, how are you? And that's the other thing I wonder as well, because they're in there all the time. So it's fucking freezing like that all the time. When are you out? When do you warm up in that?
Yeah.
I don't realise. It's like getting on the plane, going to France and then, oh, yeah, excuse me, your mask, like being all extra about you have to wear a mask, this, that. And but then they got the aircon blaring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bruv, that's going to give you a cold way quicker than anything that you think is running around here, Like, and even like it'll be that, and then it'll be the mask. That's gonna give you some shit before anything else. You're fucking mad, man.
Yeah.
Kenny Rebel, yeah, nah. That's how Aussies, yeah. When the Aussies, like, people do it here now as well, but I noticed it first in Australia. It's like when they're about to tell you, it could either be something positive or something negative. You're asking a question, you're either gonna get a positive answer or a negative answer. When it's negative, it's always, yeah, nah. When it's positive, it's, nah, yeah, well, what we're going to do is... I love them lot, man. Yeah, I miss it as well. I miss it. I need to get back out there, man. One day, mate, get fucking back out there, punch some cones. Yeah, and so back then, I remember I always used to get... like a throat thing, it would be tonsillitis or like hardcore sore throat. You know what I mean? Every now and again, traveling back and forth from there. And I used to, there were other reasons I thought it might be, but I'm pretty convinced, man, that aircon in a lot of places was just messing me up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to do a bit of...
be careful.
Do you want to do a bit of housekeeping before we...
Oh, yeah, let's do some housekeeping.
Bust out.
And
housekeeping.
Oh, housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Right. Housekeeping, bitches. Yes. So what we got? We got on December the 9th at the Chip Shop in Brixton. Doors are opening from 8 p.m. You got the Lab 79 live showcase, mother lovers. That's right, at the Chip Shop. I'll be hosting. DJs on the night will be Jazz T and DJ Snuff. Shout out to Snuff. We had him on last week, man. If you missed last week's show, go check that out because he dropped some gems. We got to have him back because we didn't even get I think we just surface level. I don't think even we went below surface level of where my man can go with it. So we definitely got to get him back. But please check out last week's show, man, and share that around. I love it knowing that there are people within our community, you know what I mean, of the UK hip hop world that have been doing a similar thing in terms of like stepping outside of what they've you know, been doing more on the regular. Like we haven't been able to do gigs and whatnot. So it's either obviously you get into the creative world or you learn something new. And Snuff is one guy that I can see is really like dug deep and learned a lot of things. And he dropped a lot of gems for us last week, man. So definitely check that out. And live on the night for Lab 79, you're going to have the man himself, the man who's put this all together, man. The reason why you're even hearing about Lab 79 and all these MCs is man like Manage. We should probably hit him up as well so we can chat about the event and what he's been up to. And jeez, even try and get a few of them on, you know what I mean? Now that we know how to use Zoom. Yeah, maybe we can't.
I'm thinking I have one on there. Anyway, that's not good.
But Manage, MC Killer. He came on the show, man, early, man. You got to check some
Killer
of the early shows.
Yeah, Killer was week number 3 or something.
I feel like, something like that.
Yeah,
Second
he was
or
on
third
it
show,
from
man.
the beginning.
When we was testing out the live link up, man. So yeah, man, check him out. And another sick MC as well. All of these lot are crazy spitters, man. Let me just say that from now, yeah. All of these lot are nutters when it comes to getting on the mic. So you got Manage, MC Killer, Skirmish, Rain, Apex Zero, Conflicts, Jack Diggs, and Menace Mendoza. Jesus, look at that, boy. That's a lineup right there, man, of bars. Bars upon bars. And some creative mother lovers as well. Shout out to Jack Diggs. He's been doing a lot of video work for different people, especially the Lab 79 crew. If you check out their YouTube channel, you can see, a few of the videos that they've already dropped. Apex Zero's got some stuff out. Conflicts as well. Skirmish, Rain, MC Killer, and Manage all got some stuff out there as well. So yeah, man. Come through if you can. And guess what? It's free all night for you bitches and bitchettes, because that's how we do. We ain't got to do this much at all for the last how many months? 19 months or whatever you want to call it. So it's like, yo, now we got to do it more than ever. So if you can get down there to Brixton on the 9th of December, come check out Lab 79 live, and I'll be there as your host. You know what I mean? You see a shiny forehead. Live and direct, bitches and bitchettes. Yo. Yeah. And what else? Yes, and the Ramson Bad Bones, Lead by Example, is out right about now. It's on... Oh, wait a minute. I've got to find the thing. Yeah. Listen, man. This guy's gone in. When it comes to the amount of, like, he's a prolific dude as well, man. That's what I like about Bones, is that he don't stop. Regardless, he does not stop, man. This LP is produced by Ramson Bad Bones. So if you didn't know, you know what I mean? The guy's a bit of a wonder. He's a bit of a wizard with the beats as well. He's got a bunch of features on this LP, including himself, obviously, spitting bars on there. But he's got people like Rex, Rusty Jukes, Blackerstan, Dizzy Dustin, Mr. Hopper. Oh, no, yeah, is that Mr. Hopper? Mr. Hooper, sorry. Mocha Only. Jeez. Justo the MC. Joe Has. Sleep Sinatra. Phoenix the Ice Fire. Cyclonius. True Triller. Fly Qua. Prince Ak. As Is. Oh, right, he got As Is on there. Jeez. He's got a bunch of people. All right, check this. Wait. Kashmir. Tremendous. My Stiggy. Michael Parkinson. Joker Star. G-Bag. Confucius. Jess. Jeez. That's Lead by Example. Yeah, I hope you lot got the message there. That's out right about now, by the way. So you lot make sure, you know what I mean, you support that mother lover. New Dawn Records. That's it. It's on New Dawn Records. And then also, we got the cruise control that's out there on wax for all you mother lovers. Shout out to Mr. Doris and D-Funk, the producers of this track right here, featuring myself, and includes Nightmares on Wax and Basement Freaks remixes. Woo!
Nightmares on Wax.
Jeez.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it's names right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man has to do a little like famous art shit every now and again. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that was all
That's
the...
yeah, that's all
okay.
good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. So you know what I mean? You lot, please do check that all out. Let's give a shout out. Wait, there was a couple gems that people were dropping in case. Okay, so DJ Locke, shout out to Locke. He said, I saw the other day that you can get edible clay that's enriched with vitamins. Yeah, and I believe...
Oh, what, like... what's the clay called? Sorry, the...
What, bentonite clay?
Yeah.
But yeah, what is it? What's the process? There's like two forms of it, I think, in it.
What, like an edible version and a non-edible version?
There's one, I've forgotten right now, but
diatomaceous earth as well is the other one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I mean the idea of it is
ingest that.
Yeah, I mean you can get, it's like fulvic minerals is what you basically get from, you know, the soil. So you can get stuff like fulvic acid, as well as shilajit is really good. Like shilajit's one of the things that are really good, is really good because apparently it helps you detox metals as well. And then it's a thing that you don't have, you know, you don't have it every single day. You know, it's that sort of potent. But it's one of them things where, bruv, in my opinion, I'm one of them people that like, if I'll check out something, I'll review it. Shout out to my brother Teach, man, legendary grapher, Teach. He taught me how to research when I'm either buying something or, you know, just if I'm looking into like, oh, maybe I'll cop one of them, like whether, and it was all to do with the digital stuff. But he was like, yo, I do that with everything. And, you know, I thought it was extreme at the time, but then I realized it made a lot of sense because at the end of the day, you know, you'll get drawn into what these people want is you just paying money for shit that you don't know what you're paying for. And you know, like 2 weeks later, it's not working. You're like, oh, sure, I've got to buy another one. You know what I mean? And so it's better for you to really research the stuff and do your little, you know, due diligence, you know, comparisons and whatnot. Yeah. And then from there, you know, you'll make like an informed decision. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, he put me on to, if you're gonna, you know, go out there and get your bits and bobs, the idea is to really find out what it is. So for me, I was like, right, this shilajit looks all right. It makes sense. Bruv, got it. Bam, bam. After 2 weeks, I was like, yo, okay. Like this shit works. You know what I mean? You got to be in touch with your body. In order for you to understand what's going on, you got to be in touch with your body. When you eat certain things, like listen to your body, man. Find out, did it, you know, do you like this? Or your stomach will tell you, man. Your gut will tell you, like whether or not. The same thing happened with maca root. When I had maca root, it's an adaptogen. So it's like if you need to get more rest, it will help you get more rest. If you need to need more energy, it will help you with more energy. And you know, spend a little change on it. See, it's worth checking out because it's your body. You know, we spend all this money trying to look good on the outside, but then how do we feel on the inside? And it's because we, you know what I mean? We're just eating fried chicken and bullshit and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got to do an episode on the oils, bruv. Fucking hell, I'll be looking into that. That's nuts, man.
The oils?
Nuts. Oils.
Right, okay.
I tried. But yeah, shilajit definitely works. Maca root. And then another thing that I think people should try out as well is noni juice. I haven't, you know, shout to Jig Jugs. He put me onto that one. And when I tried it, man, the one thing I really noticed about it, and it's good for your blood as well, so that's probably why. But when you have it, like you have like 2 tablespoons a day or whatever in the morning, empty stomach, and man, you know, that night you go sleep, you just feel like nice and warm. But when you wake up, you just wake up like you're like in a bed of clouds, bruv. You're just like, oh, everything just feels all cozy and warm and yeah, bruv. And so these are the things that you have to notice. What's really going on? Like, how do I really feel when all this is happening?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's it. I think it's the activation. So just get clay. Just get like normal bentonite clay. Don't get activated.
Right.
Because the normal stuff, it's basically like pasteurizing it. The normal stuff actually draws out more of the toxins that you know you're trying to pull out, as opposed to the That's the way they do us.
Yeah.
Always
you can buy the good stuff, but if you don't know about it, then you're going to buy the bad stuff of the good stuff.
What was I going to say? Yeah, noni juice. Yeah, Kenny Rebel is noni juice. Noni juice. It's mainly from, is it Hawaii? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Hawaii. Yeah, but there are other countries similar, climate that grow it as well. Sea moss. Yep, we know about the sea moss, and I think hopefully we're going to be able to speak to Irish about the sea moss, man. I'm going to speak to him on Friday. Also, magnesium oxide spray, EPTV. Make sure you top up on your magnesiums because, boy, apparently the food, the soil isn't really rich in it anymore. Well, this is the thing.
Also, your boron as well, or borax. You can buy boron you need, but because all the soils, the depletion and all that sort of thing. But you can buy borax in big bags, and you only need a tiny bit of it.
So borax. I've seen that. Yeah. But so
it used to be common everywhere. They used to use it for cleaning. Used to use it all sorts of. It's like wonder thing. Yeah, but it used to be in the soil. You know, you used to have a lot of it in the soil, but not so much now. So
where's it derived from now?
From boron. From they get natural sources in rocks or whatever it is.
Okay,
it's some sort of salt. So it's just another thing that you would have got a lot more of in the soil, but you don't anymore. Like magnesium.
Regantology said boron's great for the bones too. Apparently.
Yeah, you don't need a lot. It's a spoonful of boron in a 1 litre jar, mixed up with water. It's just 1 spoonful of that water every day in your kale smoothie or whatever the fuck you people drink.
Your kale smoothie, boy. Yeah, I like kale, but I don't know about kale smoothie, man. That's that, bro. Man.
Nah.
You know what I mean? We need to get it sweet. Let's give you a sweet.
Yeah,
juice.
Kenny Rebel, boron. Yeah, it's some kind of like powder you get. It's like a white fine powder called. I think it comes as like borax. That's what they used to use. That was the brand name of it, and you can only get it in Australia. So you have to order it from companies that import it from Australia. But I don't think they do it anymore over here. It might be illegal in some countries as well.
All right,
I think.
So
yeah.
This is the thing about the soil thing, because I've seen a few people and I've read a few bits of writing to do with going out somewhere in the middle of whether it be countryside or in the woods. A lot of them say in the woods, and then find like a kind of boggy area in the soil, and either some of them are like just get like a cup, not a cupful, but of soil, and then fill it up with water and let it, swirl it around for a bit and then drink that. Some are like, eat soil, like IFC said. Some are like, eat soil. But then I'm like, but I thought the soil was depleted. Like, what's the point of doing that if the soil is depleted of all the shit that you want?
What? So where are they saying to get it from though? Woods?
They're saying like untouched.
Yeah, right.
Woods.
Okay.
So that it ain't.
I think they mean when it's depleted, they mean like over farmed. So anywhere where you've had like agriculture.
Yeah, okay.
So like the over farming like also farms all of the good stuff. These little micronutrients and minerals that you normally have.
Been overused, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why the animal food. If you're eating factory farmed cows and chickens, they're also not getting any of that stuff, are they?
You know what's mad as well is like the fact that if they just left it how it should be, like people kind of get at me for eating organic and organic. I'm like, bruv, I'm only eating how it's supposed to be. I'm not actually doing anything weird. I'm just doing, the food is meant to be grown like that normally. It's not meant to be all sprayed up and this, that, and the third. And so like, in terms of these animals and whatnot, I mean, I don't know. Do you see where I'm getting at? I'm just thinking like, right.
Yeah.
The fact that they've kind of slide tackled and gone, oh, we must do this and inject you with this and then actually, no, we're going to move you. You can graze here. They make them graze in like farms all the way over so-and-so and then make them come back over here. This is where you're going to stay. So all things that are not really natural to the cows anyway, I guess. Like,
and then they fly it like thousands of miles. So you don't just, when people think of like eating animals, they think of eating the animals down the road in the same country, but majority of the time it's like flown fucking thousands of miles. It's not even from the same soil.
No grounding.
So when they're talking about over farming, they're not even talking about over farming England. They're talking about over farming fucking Argentina. Wherever the beef comes from. Because we're thinking when we see cows in a field, there's not even that many in there. How can that be over farmed?
Yeah.
Well, when you see like a field of corn growing in England, you think, oh well, it's not that much. But you got to remember there's like thousands of miles of land being farmed heavily in other places for for the sort of
capital.
Yeah. I have heard of the French guy who ate a whole aeroplane. He used to eat everything. He used to eat shopping trolleys and glass and plates and I think he had like 2 rows of teeth or something. I think that was his thing. But I also think that it might have been bollocks. There might have been something about it that wasn't
you reckon
quite true.
IBMCs, you reckon my man ate a whole airplane for real? Come on, man. Where's all of that going?
Yeah, there's something about it that ain't right. Yeah, I remember that whole.
When I've actually seen it. I've seen someone eating glass and all that.
Yeah, where's it going?
But it still didn't look real, even though it's in my face. But obviously they must have done it. I don't know if it was real glass either, but it looked like they smashed the bottle in front of me.
Yeah.
But it could have been I know you can make glass out of sugar.
Yeah.
So it could have been that. That's why I say even though it was in front of me. And it looked real. I know there's still possibilities that it could, but I've seen it. But when people are talking about they eat boats and cars and aeroplanes, there's all the world record for eating a helicopter. It's like, you ain't digesting that shit, man. All in one go as well.
Yeah,
bro.
No way.
Yeah.
Blue's saying venison is a sustainable meat here. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I think that was what we were talking about last week with snuff, is that you can't really farm a deer. Not really. You can't really like tell a deer you've got to go over here to run around and then you come here to eat. So deer, to make the meat a certain way, they have to be able to run around. Because deers, you couldn't put them in a pen all their life. They jump out. They're not like cows. Cows don't really. They're quite happy to stand around, aren't they?
Cows are just chill, man. They're just like, yo, bruv, you want to walk over there?
But deer isn't.
I'm good here for a minute.
Yeah.
Wipe your nose, bruv. I can't. Cows are just snotty nose.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
but
part
that's
where I'm like, yo,
when you used to have cows and sheep
man.
in the same field, cows used to wipe their noses on the sheep.
That's a
You meant to
thing,
put them
right?
together.
That's hilarious.
But the deer, you'd imagine it's just running around all the time. And I like to imagine that the person who farmed my deer actually shot it with an arrow, like while it was jumping.
Little slow mo.
So it's like, and then they just went, and he was just like, and then they just went over, cut him up, and that's the meat you buy in Sainsbury's. That's why there's only like 2 or 3 of them there.
Oh,
it's
shit.
quite rare.
See, boy, well, they're trying to get everyone off of it now anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're trying to get you lot off of that meat, boy.
Yeah.
Get you onto these...
You're right, eating bugs, everyone?
Yeah, what is it? But also these veggie meat burgers,
Yeah,
bug
Impossible
burgers.
Burger.
Impossible Burger, whatever that is. They're telling you there that it's impossible that it can be real, but whatever it is, you know what I mean? And if you feel you've made an informed decision on whether you should eat that bullshit or not, then, you know what I mean? Good luck. That's all I can say, man. But yeah, I don't know if there's a guy that ate a plane. To be honest, I need to see that shit. Shout out to Locke. He's bigging up some of these Camu, one of the highest levels of vitamin C in a fruit. You should definitely look for that. Barley grass is banging. Barley grass is one of them ones, like if you want to substitute coffee in the mornings, barley grass, that with some maca, like powder, bam. You know what I mean? Got your distilled water.
Yeah.
Spring water. Clean water. Try and go clean if you can, you know what I mean? Bam. That in the mornings will perk you up. And it's clean as well. The thing about all those sort of superfoods as well is that they're vibrational. So, and there's, so some people can't handle it. It's a bit like, oh man, I just feel, I don't know, I feel a little giddy and I feel, but yeah, it's because it's a high vibrational food, meaning its frequency is of a higher level than if you just went and got some,
Yeah, if you're used to it, it's all right. But yeah, you're right. When some people are only used to Fanta and 2-litre bottles of Fanta and pizzas.
Yeah.
And they have it, yeah.
And then fasting, man. Like you lot, if you haven't tried it yet, there are people that have hit me back and said, yeah, man, they've been loving it, doing it. I was saying to some people, if you think it's a bit hard, like a lot of people are like, oh man, but in the mornings I need my breakfast. Like you can just go for, say you usually have your breakfast at 8 or whatever, just try and push it till 11, and then do that for a week, and then the next week push it to 12. Or if you need to do it for 2 weeks, do that, and then the next week push it to 1 o'clock, and then gradually you get to that point where
the only drawback I'll say about fasting, because I did do a lot. I've done like 9 months of between 3 days and 5 day fasting.
What, like just water?
Some days just no water, either dry fasting.
Yeah, no, none of that,
but,
man.
Yeah, only like a day of dry fasting, then I'd have a meal, and then I'd go back to water fasting 2 days, then day of dry fasting, then a meal, and then, so it's like 1 meal every 4 days. And you end up, because after a while your body gets used to it, to the pattern of fasting, and it adapts and basically slows your metabolism down. And then
like
every time you eat, you don't burn off any of that food because you don't have a fast metabolism anymore. So having regular meals does give you a really fast metabolism, so it helps you burn off the food quicker. So your body burns hotter if you're eating regular meals. But so when you're fasting, you've really got to treat it as like a surprise for your body. It's like, don't make it a regular thing.
No.
Don't, that's what I'm saying is from doing it regularly, I was, I'm always experimenting. And that experiment, the outcome of it was that I destroyed my metabolism. So you need a good metabolism to be able to burn fat and, to build muscle. And all the rest of it.
I think it's like...
And it destroys it if you do it just if you're regularly fasting, hardcore fasting.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of works better for me if I do it like I'll do 3 days of it, then I have a day or maybe 2 days off, and then I'll do 2 days of it, and then I have a day.
Yeah, you got to keep it interesting. Yeah,
I think it kind of for me, and that's the thing for everyone out there as well. Just do your experiment. The only way you're gonna know what works for you is you experimenting yourself. Do you know what I mean? The whatever we do, it might not work for you. Even all these things we're shouting out, like obviously we're not doctors, blah, blah, blah. We're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All we want to do is just share some knowledge, give you some shit you might not never know nothing about. You can rewind, have a listen to some of the things we shouted out and just do a bit of research on them. You know what I mean? But for some of you, the shit might be like, oh, I get a bad stomach, which is a good thing if you have camu and you're getting a lot of waste out, you know what I mean? You do squits, then that's probably a good thing. It's cleaning you out. But yeah, at the same time, there are people that I know that have tried like acai, and because it's highly vibrational, they've got it and they've gone, oh man, I just felt all weird. I got all like giddy and and I'm like, oh right. So it really does, it really does have an element to it that is, can take you on a higher plane. Like a lot of these things, people even like cacao as well, like raw, where chocolate comes from. There, people have ceremonies and that with them, or they have acai ceremonies.
Yeah.
Or, so, these things really work, man. Check Kenny Rebel. I do fasted morning training rides. Sucks when you bonk though. Yeah. What? I do fasted morning training rides. Wait. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm saying.
He does fast.
I think.
He does intermittent fasting. Yeah, he intermittent fast.
Shout out to all my intermittent fasting. Oh, it's man fasting. It's man them fasting, yeah. Yo, big up to all the crew that got involved tonight, man. We appreciate each and every one of you mother lovers. Let me give you lot a shout out. Shout to Collie. Thanks for coming through. Shout to Don Smithard. I missed this comment here. Oh, man, we need to get into that as well, some, like, history. He mentioned Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nepal, India especially. Tribal regions of landrace genetics that are generations upon generations old. Same in many countries around the world. Herb is life. He was talking about the herb. Yes, of course. Shout out to all my blazers out there, man. We appreciate you, mother lovers. Oh, yeah. And before I go, I got to shout out one more thing because, I said I'd do this for my brothers. Shout out to Theo and the Hoochie crew.
Yeah.
We got to big them up this Friday. This Friday, 12th of November, catch Phoenix the Icefire and Husky Brown. They're going to be doing the launch party for their Panacea album. The album was obviously already released, but due to, the Rona situation, they didn't get a chance to do a launch party for it, so they're doing it on this Friday. And shout to Ransom Bad Bones. They're doing it in conjunction with Ransom Bad Bones, who's going to be launching his LP, Lead by Example. So that's going to be this Friday down at Brixton Jam. Make sure you lot can come through if you
King
can.
Kashmir. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah, boy. King Kashmir. There's a whole bunch of people there. Let me try and get that. Yes. Husky Brown. King Kashmir is going to be down there. Revogue Records as well. So that's going to be sick, man. Black Chronicles going to be performing. Prospects. Going to have DJ Snuff down there. Yeah, man. Come through. That's a Hoochie New event, man. Phoenix the Icefire, Husky Brown, and Ramson Bad Bones about to do their mother-loving thing this Friday. Had to make sure I got that out. Shout out to all the crew that was locked in. Yo, Kessie, Collie, Rumble TV, Yamar, Collie. Shout out Collie already. EPTV, The Detective UK. Hey, holler us, man. We need to chat to you, brother, about your book that's coming out. Shout out to my brother, Bruce Willis, a.k.a. Blue Fliggington. Shouts out to all the crew that was locked in, man. We appreciate each and every one of you. Kenny Rebel. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. And what I appreciate about the comment sensors, man, you lot in the comment section really, like we can be talking about anything and them will be getting involved as well.
Yeah.
There's never any like, oh, guys, okay, maybe we don't need to be, because, yeah, this ain't the place for that, man. This is some place where we talk about the shit you might not never know nothing about. Blue Fliggy, we have to chat about getting you on. Shout out to Oshi. Appreciate you, brother. IBMCs. Yo, man, all the crew, man. And anyone who, shout to DJ Lock, anyone who locks in, you know what I mean, later on, shout out to you too, man. We'd appreciate you lot checking this out. Please hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the notification button as well. Hit the nuclear button and aim it at all them bitches out there trying to mess with our life. Reagantology, love you, my brother. Who else is there? Kenny Rebs. Yo, that's it, man. Shout out to Black Einstein. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the podcast where we talk about some shit you might not never know nothing about. My name is Mice Diggy. That's my co-host, Dan DNA. And we're out.